We have seen some of the African arms and armor. In this book, you can find many more. I just put some examples here, of course. Now let us move to Ottoman arms and armor. And be it here, we come to the world of the Ottomans. Look at this one.
Yeah, this is I've held a couple of this style of knife with different handles, some with stone handles and some with ivory handles. They're very authoritative. I mean, whether you're stabbing with them that way or stabbing with them that way, these are serious weapons. They usually have incredibly strong blades.
Yes, very strong. Let me
Yeah.
just, unfortunately, I
Oh,
forgot to put a close up. This is walrus ivory. And look at this
oh, right.
bead. Look at the silver work.
Oh, the silverwork is superb.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, you can even see in the plant forms look vaguely like, say, Iznik tiles and things like that. This very Turkish way of dealing with plants, which is incredibly decorative. But the whole
Incredible.
thing, I've seen scabbards where you'd have a scabbard like that, and that dot pattern, central pattern, would be chagrin. It'd be
Oh,
leather,
yeah.
and they've just done the whole thing in silver, just to show they can. And also the little jewels or little knobs along the edges of the hand grip,
Yeah.
which look as though they'd be really uncomfortable. But my experience was that actually they kind of lock the blade into your hand. I mean, when you
They lock,
let go, you
definitely.
have
They're
more
not
joints.
uncomfortable at all. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Not at all.
that- that's a really good design. Oh,
Look at
that looks
this.
like that jade grip looks awfully like a Zan jade grip.
Like here?
But but to be honest, I've seen Turkish daggers with jade hilts like that too.
Yeah, no, they are Turkish.
But
This is one of them. Turkish
yeah,
handle. Do you remember we had in this Istanbul, I think, yeah, airport museum, they have that, and
mm,
in Istanbul collections, of course.
mm. Yeah, these are. But look at how straightforward the blade is. I mean, this is a fighting blade,
Yeah.
but imagine having a gold inlaid jade handle. I mean, the Zan one that which was from Iran, but
Yes.
which I got to hold, had a huge emerald in the top
Yeah.
of the jade handle. So
Yes.
the jade, it was always considered a prestige
Yes.
material.
We have also, as you said,
And
Iranian examples with jade. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
well, it's interesting that the Ottomans, um, the in Iran from at least the Timurid period onwards, and the Eastern Timurids in Afghanistan were all big into jade. When Babur invaded India, they brought that interest in jade into India, and then the Indians started doing wonderful jade carvings as well.
Yes.
So, I mean, jade is a really interesting material. Oh, that's a nice.
Yeah.
That's almost a card style because
Yes.
the. Do you know what the stone of the handle is? Is it another form of nephrite? Or?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, yeah. And just a really simple inlaid gold design.
Yes.
And it's a Wootz blade as well, isn't it? Because I
It
can
is.
see,
Yes. It is
yeah.
woods.
And
These Ottoman woods, as they call it, these Bayaz Istanbul, that type of what they have that, yeah.
yeah, yeah, they, but again, this is very decorative, but the blade is totally functional. It's
Yeah.
totally meant as a knife. Uh,
Yeah.
eh,
The blade looks like fish scale. Excuse me, the scabbard looks like fish scale.
But yeah, well, that was quite popular. And sometimes the shape, instead of being a simple ball, will be a little monster's head,
Yeah, yeah,
and
you're
then the
right. You're right.
scabbard
I
is a
remember.
kind of
Yes.
yeah. But that's inlaid with jewels as well, cabochon cut jewels, which
Yeah.
were very popular even early in Ottoman times.
Yes. Look at this
Oh,
beauty bead. Oh my God.
that's magnificent.
Oh
The
God, this
filigree
is
work.
really, and this is
Yeah.
jewelry bead. Look at this one.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And it was meant to be as well. But again, a totally functional blade.
Yes, completely.
You would be laughed at if you pulled your knife out and it had a silly blade. If it's got a good blade and all this jewelry, they make two assumptions. One, you know what a good blade is, and two, you're rich enough to afford all the jewelry.
Yeah. It's so beautiful, isn't it, Vede?
Yeah, oh look, it's designed by a real master.
Master.
And I'm assuming it's two diamonds and an emerald on the grip on this side. Um, a thing that people who haven't handled some of these things don't realize that sometimes the grip on one side is really decorated like that, and on the other side it's quite plain, or it's enameled, like in Kajar examples.
Yes.
Oh yeah, again, I love the little stars. I've got a knife with little stars like that on it, and it's actually got a similar shaped blade, but not a beautiful hilt and scabbard like that one.
This is beautiful bead, isn't it? Look,
Yeah,
Ottoman
this is
daggers with this shape, they're also, we see it in major collections in Turkey as well, right?
yeah, these are just top quality. And again, well, this one you can see nicks on the blade. This one's been used.
Yes, nicks on
It's
the
not
blade.
it's not just pretty.
Here, here, here,
Yeah.
here, here. Oh God.
Yeah,
Here.
don't
Yeah.
try and cut somebody's head off if they're wearing a chainmail neck guard. But
Beautiful
yeah,
bead. Oh,
it's
yeah.
beautiful design work.
Yeah. Look at this one now.
Oh, Niello. I love Niello.
These type of, I call it qame for the lack of a better word. These,
Yeah.
like that of Ottoman types because they have had it as well. And this is a tip.
Yeah, but a different system of suspension.
Yes.
Two rings, so it was worn differently.
Yes.
Um, the blade is so solid.
Oh God, this is
It
unbelievable.
looks like you could stab through anything with that.
Yeah, this is not the
Maybe,
blade
maybe,
when I handled that. This is not a
yeah,
blade. This is a tank.
yeah. Maybe it's for getting knights out of their armor, levering in between the pieces of armor and cutting your way through. It's
Yeah.
very, but it's quite, it's so solid. It's clearly Woods, but the inlay work and the fullering is very Caucasian.
Yes. Yes. It is.
It's a style that you would expect to see in Georgia
Yes.
or further north in
Yes.
Dagestan, somewhere
Yes.
like that, where they
Yes.
were really good at fullering blades.
Yes.
I've seen a couple of them, and they're just so nicely made.
Yes.
Oh, this
Do
period
you
when they were
remember
using
we saw
coral,
similar
yeah,
daggers next to those
yeah,
Ottoman pala in a Russian Hermitage Museum? Do you remember when we were talking
yeah.
about that? Similar daggers?
These there was a fashion for them in Ottoman Turkey for I don't know 40 years or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. I don't know. And but a lot of them ended up in European collections because European collectors really liked them. Ottomans really liked them at the time too. It's like tulip mania except coral. So this orangey stone isn't carnelian, it's usually coral.
Coral.
And
Yes.
by coral, it's actual coral,
Yeah.
deep sea coral from the Mediterranean, which I think may be almost extinct now because they went through such a period of using it. I assume they dragged it up because they didn't have any way of swimming that deep. And these are the branches of a hard coral, and then they cut it up and then they polish
Yes.
it and they make this.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and turquoise, the blue is
Yes.
obviously turquoise.
Turquoise.
I'm not
Yes.
quite sure what the pink is,
Yeah.
but it would be something something equally valuable. But this one, you can see there is an animal head at the end of the scabbard.
Oh yeah, that's you can see. Let me just show it to her.
Yeah,
Yeah, here. Is it?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's very stylized, but the Ottomans liked having animal heads at the ends of their scabbards. In, say, Iran, you'd like a little ivory ball or something, but
Yes.
this is the Ottomans really like this. Oh, I haven't. Is that piercing of the blade or is that
They are
deterioration?
piercings. Yes, Pete. It they are
Oh,
piercings. Yes.
yeah,
Yes, they're
yeah.
piercings.
That look, it's got three fullers on the Yeoman.
Yeah.
That's a real show.
A very solid sword.
Mm.
Saber. Really strong. Blade is.
This, well, I've actually got one hanging on my bookcase behind my
Yes,
desk,
I remember.
as you do, and they are even mine's very ordinary, but they are very nice swords to handle.
Yes, they are.
And people I've known that were very good at weapons techniques, once they pick one of these up, they're just in love with it because of the way it feels. Because that handle looks very slender and that, but they're usually quite deep, and you've got a really good control of where the blade is and what it's doing. They're an excellent design. And this again, it looks like it's meant to be hung from a baldric like you would see in Morocco, but in fact they were often hung from sword belts. And the one ring took two straps and the other ring took one strap, and they were meant to sit almost vertically, and often with the pommel facing backwards, so you could draw them out like that. Nearly always have split backs to the scabbard because that's a very curved blade.
Mm,
But excellent design and
yeah,
very good for close quarters fighting, I think,
yeah,
from what I've heard from,
yeah. And the
uh,
handle is made of horn as well, as you can see that bit. Very
and
nice.
they like, well, both of my Ottoman swords have horn handles.
Oh,
One I think might be rhinoceros horn, but I'm not sure. It's that light yellow color.
mhm.
Um, I'm not 100% certain there weren't other things that had that color horn. And that one, I think, oh, I don't know. I really don't know what kind of horn that is. It's a much darker honey color horn. Um, but horn makes such good grips. I know rhinoceros horn was very highly regarded and still is in places like Oman as a material.
Yes.
And there were a lot more rhinoceroses then, but of course, when you use them for acquiring horn, you end up with a lot less rhinoceroses, which
Of
is a
course.
bad thing.
Yes.
I noticed also see the scabbard, the leather is sewn together by that method of a stitch goes through and it's wrapped in silver wire, and then the next stitch goes through and it's wrapped in silver wire. It's really beautiful when you see it up close.
Sorry, and it has seam duzi wire stitching. You see that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I really like the look of that.
Yeah.
Haven't done it. Um, I looking at that one, I think the scabbard cover was stitched on but not glued, and then taken off and turned inside out, and then pulled back on wet and then glued on. It's a
Pete,
lot of work.
do you remember we were talking about Historical Museum of Crete, and they had
Mhm.
a similar yataghan belonging to
Yeah.
a revolutionary figure. No, I forgot his name again. In Crete, right? Do you remember?
Yes. I remember that one, and it
Almost the
was a
same
very
yataghan.
yeah. Well,
Remember?
this is it. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
If you're Greek or Turkish or Armenian, in the old Ottoman Empire,
yeah.
if you got to use weapons, then you were using this. Everybody was using the same types of weapons. It's just that you decorated yours differently from how I decorated mine.
Yes.
But everybody, there was a similar aesthetic. Um, yeah, I mean, really distinct cultures, but still, weapons are weapons.
Look at how
Again, we've got the
beautiful.
monster head on the scabbard.
Yes, yes. Let me
Because we
show
were
it.
talking about that, I just keep noticing it.
Yeah,
But look
here.
at the way they've done the gold work on the scabbard is really nice because it stands out in texture as well as color from the rest of the scabbard decoration. And the rest of the
Amazing.
scabbard decoration is quite sophisticated. Uh, and again, we have this bit in the middle with cross patterned silver, which reminds me that some of these scabbards, that was a piece of leather and maybe chagrin with bumpy or shark skin or something like that. But the metal scabbards remember that, even though They're entirely silver covered wood usually, but the
The
blade is looks
silver
very.
inlaid, it says Amale. No, I mean, it's my book. It's there, Sahib Ali. The owner name is Ali. So,
Oh yeah, I can see
beautiful.
Ali there.
Yeah.
my my ability to read is very limited, but yeah, Ali is a good one. I like it's easy to spot, and a kind of like endless knot motif with little circles in the middle of it,
Very
halfway
beautiful.
down the blade. There's a lot of kind of decorative techniques that, to me, evince kind of like local ideas in
Just
the
to
blade, whereas
understand,
the
guys,
scabby and
Bede,
the yeah.
just to
Mhm,
understand what this thing is. Imagine you go to a modern sword maker who
mhm.
cooperates with a silversmith or goldsmith and say, make the similar sword for me. Do you know how much it costs? Oh God.
You could buy a good car easily with the amount of money you'd have
Exactly.
to spend, and you can't blame them because there's just so much work in it.
Yeah, of
It,
course.
it I mean, from the design to the end. I mean, I've dealt with a Georgian armor and sword and knife maker.
Yeah.
We cooperated. He gave me some material on Georgian archery equipment, and I wrote a paper on it. And I had a look at some of the work he did. So this is modern times. People can still do it,
Yes.
but it's massively expensive to do.
Massively.
Because if you've got that level of skill, you can demand almost any amount of money you like.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
And I'm really pleased that people could still do these things.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I'd like it if it was a bit less expensive, but uh, you know, a workman should be paid for their work. Oh,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh, that blade is also really a really nice blade.
Yes. Yes.
That that really is top quality.
Top. Yeah. Top.
And the gilding is superb. I mean, often Yatagans had extremely good gilding on them.
Yes.
Um, that one has a kind of less over the top grip.
Yes. You know that when
But
people in general, I mean, I'm very careful of these overgeneralizations because, if they had very pronounced grip, they said it's mostly Eastern European, and if it's less, is mostly Central Ottoman Empire Turkish. But you know that you
yeah,
cannot make such generalizations, Pete.
oh no, no,
Yeah.
and a person can come from Bosnia and go to Istanbul and buy
Yeah.
himself a
Yeah.
yataghan and in the Istanbul style or so yeah, and there was a lot of that. It's similar to saddles in Mongolia. You can have
Yeah.
20 different styles,
Yeah.
entirely different styles, and one family can have three of them because you
Yeah.
you buy what you like if you can
Yes.
afford it. But
Walrus
that's a really
ivory. Handle is walrus
mm,
ivory. You see that four rivets, you see?
yeah. That's and you can see the dentin part of the tooth, that pattern parts running down the center of it there.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the things about walrus ivory that people really liked
Yeah.
was that pattern. I
Yeah.
think I may have one archer's ring of walrus ivory that has that
Oh,
pattern in it, and it's very attractive.
where? The scabbard has wire stitching as well.
Yeah, yeah. See, this was a thing they really liked. So in Iran, they really like to thin the leather out and fold it over and glue it down so you couldn't see where it was joined. They also did this, obviously,
They're
but
also shamshir with
there's
wire stitching. Yes, yes, they are.
yeah, I've seen them.
Yes.
But there were
Pete, you
there
should
was
do it. You should replicate wire stitching one day.
I will I've got a dagger that needs a scabbard, so I'll see if I can do it when I do that. I've got actually I could start off small. I've got a little kitchen knife, like
Yes.
a German one, Mundial, which I think are made in Brazil now. And it's a beautiful little kitchen knife. And I thought this would make a really good camping knife. So why not make a wooden scabbard that fits down into like a card, and then do the leather cover with that kind of stitching to find out if I'm right that you do it backwards and then fold it back onto the scabbard. Oh, nice.
Mm.
So these are very much in the European style
Yes,
mechanically,
yes,
because they've got triggers and you
yes,
know,
yes.
but the decoration is what, 18th century? Is that 18th
Yeah,
century? Something like that?
exactly. Beautiful
Yeah. Look,
flintlock pistols, aren't they, Beat?
they are. They are. I mean, anybody in the good old days when you only got one shot each, you would you'd like. Oh, I do like Ottoman muskets.
Yeah, they're really
They
magnificent.
really they made beautiful firearms.
Look,
Um,
Beat.
oh, that's such an elegant lock. And the button trigger. I like button triggers for some reason. They just seem so nice.
Here it says Sahib. Here you see that Sahib Ali Muhammad
Yeah,
Shahwani, right? So it's a name in it. Yeah?
yeah,
The owner, the name of the owner.
yeah. Please return to.
In case it gets lost, please
Yeah.
send it back.
If you find this in the middle of the battlefield, return it to such and such, and he will give you a gold coin. Uh, I'm assuming that slot is for part of the barrel mounting, so that there would be a metal or two metal wedges hammered in there to hold the barrel against the stock. Um, but it looks like the barrel is twisted pattern welded steel
Yes,
and
it is
with lots of
definitely.
gold inlay, which
That
rich people
is.
can do.
Look at the as we talked about it before. Look at the trigger.
Yeah, the trigger is like a little cupola
Yeah,
on top
it
of the
is.
dome.
Yes, like a mosque,
It's
you know.
really cool.
Yeah.
It's so elegant. But look at the figuring in the wood.
It's
I mean, it's
masterful. What can you
yeah,
say?
yeah. This
It's
is very
unbelievable.
good work.
Very good work. We go to Arabs Armor and Armor,
Oh,
some parts of it. I mean, we have many more Ottomans in this. This is a huge book. I just put some of them.
yeah.
Look at this beat.
Oh, this is a
They have such
Jambier of the
beautiful jambias here. Unbelievable.
yeah. That looks like an early blade.
Yeah,
I may be wrong, but
no, it is.
it's it's got yeah, it's got that look of the early blades that are just really meant for hard use.
Omani
It,
jambia.
yeah, it always amazed me that the way that the scabbard gradually turned up more and more as time went on till the point where
Yes.
the
And some
the
of
the
them
um
come up, you
chain
know.
and I mean, but there's such a style for how they're mounted and everything like that that's so unique.
Beautiful.
Um, but that's actually really nicely done. The mounts on the scabbard, the silver mounts are beautifully done,
Beautiful.
but the decoration around I assume that's leather, that's kind of silver stitching, I
It
think,
is silver stitching, yes.
at really high grade that.
This is
Um,
these Arab
and the
craftsmen make
yeah,
excellent things, really.
and the blade is so solid. Oh, I've seen one of the big ones like this. They're really they're quite intimidating when you get up because like this big, some of them. Uh,
And these ones were in cooperation with those Indian hands, craftsmen and back and forth. But
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, there was so much trade between Southern Arabia and India,
yeah, exactly.
and I mean, Omani sailors, for instance, were fairly famous
Yes.
for their skill. Um, so, so you had people going back and forth, Gujarat on one side, and Aden and places like that on the other side. Um, this was a very sophisticated part of the Arab world, even though it was out of the mainstream. We think of the Middle East, but it had, and I've only once tried Omani cooking, and it's really good. Uh, so, I mean, this is again very sophisticated. And when you look at places like the Hadramaut, where you have multi-storing buildings and everything going back hundreds and hundreds of years,
It's
I
magnificent.
mean, we kind of forget this was a hub of international trade before the Europeans even got to the Indian Ocean.
Yes. Mm.
Oh yeah, even the belt is incredible.
Incredible beat.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yemenite
You just,
ones. Very nice.
yeah,
Very nice.
very beautifully made. And
Very.
that again is very old, looking at the wear and tear on the horn grip scales on the
Yeah.
dagger.
Yeah.
Um,
Look at this one,
ooh,
Bede. Omani
I
again.
assume this is from the period of the Ottoman Empire because it's got very Ottoman style to the metalwork.
Yeah.
But the blade, again, this is the fairly flat blade with a pronounced rib for stiffness,
Stiff.
so that it cuts and stabs very efficiently.
Yeah.
But again, these are part of male dress. This is to show you're a grown man that you get to wear one of these. So if you're a rich grown man, you get really nice quality fittings.
Bede,
Yeah, that look at the
look at this
workmanship in
blade.
that.
Look at this
Yeah.
dagger. And now put it
Yeah.
back in the scabbard. Look at the cover of the book.
Oh, so this is the dagger that the covers are based on.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are so nice. And I mean the the original scabbard is a sculpture in metal, isn't it?
Just let me make an appeal to an Iranian billionaire. Please
Yeah.
let me write a book and as huge as a Shamshir and put it Shamshir.
put a put a shamshir on the cover
So
in
when you want to
silver.
open it, you need to open it two-handed, you know?
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, well, let's let's hope billionaires invest their money in great artwork, making new great artwork,
Yeah,
not just
honestly.
collecting old ones.
Yeah, no, honestly, this is a good thing, isn't it, to invest in art and stuff like that, really.
Oh yeah, I mean, it shows both your refinement as a person doing the investing.
Yeah.
It promotes art in general.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of good work done by investing in art, and not just ancient art or um,
Yeah.
ethnic art, but modern art as well.
Yeah.
All artists deserve some kind of support. Oh, this looks like a good bit.